Beautiful morning here in the Philippines. You can hear the rooster, the sun is out. Tristan Daniel here. And I was talking to a few business owners about AI. I was talking to them about scaling their offer, scaling their services, and essentially just streamlining manual labor within their business and automating everything so that they can save time and they can focus on making money. And they told me that the only AI that they knew is ChatGPT. And this made me realize that there is so much potential for growth within this industry, within AI. If you are offering AI to businesses to help them save time and help them make more money, then you will make a lot of money. And now is the best time to get into this industry, to get into AI. I've been getting a few messages on my Instagram from certain individuals asking about tips on how to grow your agency and how to essentially identify trends in the market. And the only thing that I see with AI in terms of trends is that it only has an upward trend. It's always just going to be growing and it's not going away, because AI is going to be the standard on how businesses operate. And if you look at billion-dollar companies, they already have AI in their back end. Look at Meta, you look at Microsoft. I mean, they are already saving millions and millions of dollars just by having AI replace their employees. So it's not a question as to which if AI is going to go away or if AI is just a trend that's not going to essentially exist in the market in a few years. But AI is here to stay. AI is not going anywhere. So you need to focus on how to monetize this. If you're an agency, if you're an individual, an entrepreneur, and most entrepreneurs that I know are already offering AI solutions. They're already so deeply invested with AI. And it's crazy to me that you can offer a solution like AI agents, voice AI, conversational AI, and businesses can pay you thousands of dollars every single month just by offering that. And like I said, now is the best time to get into this industry. And the reason for that is because this industry is about to boom. It hasn't even exploded yet. You can offer this to so many different businesses. And like I told you, I was talking to a few business owners. The only AI that they knew is ChatGPT. They don't even realize the full potential and the full power that AI can give. It can totally transform their business. And the reason why I say that is because I've helped businesses grow and scale with AI solutions. The businesses that we work with, they don't rely on manual labor anymore. They save so much money because they don't need to hire appointment setters. They don't need to hire front desk receptionists. They don't need to spend thousands of dollars on this. They can just spend that on marketing so that they can make more money, as opposed to having it as a salary for outsourced assistants or a front desk receptionist. They can just spend that on making money on marketing so that they can drive more sales into their system, right? And in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about a few tips on how to become a successful AI agency, how to essentially just grow your AI agency from scratch if you're beginning from scratch, all the way to making thousands of dollars from your laptop. Because it's really possible. It's not that difficult. If you just have one AI offer, it's so much easier to scale. Because it is not a question whether businesses need AI or not. Because they need it. They absolutely need it. I mean, AI does a better job than humans. So in this video, I'm going to tell you guys the steps in order for you to become a successful AI agency. In order for you to essentially grow your AI agency so that you can be successful, you can make money, you can achieve freedom to do whatever you want, live life at your own terms, or whatever it is that you want. If you just want to make money, then I'm going to give you guys some tips in this video. And these tips work for me. And these tips are so simple. Unlike the stuff that you see in social media, I mean, I really simplified everything and I made way more money. It's that simple. The simpler your offer is, the simpler you approach things, the more money that you'll make. So I'm gonna give you guys some tips, all right? And the number one tip that I can give you when you're starting out with your AI journey is to have a problems first approach. If you look at any specific industry and you analyze that industry, you learn to identify problems. You figure out any gaps that industry has. If you figure out any gaps that you can fill, once you start identifying problems, you figure out solutions. You are providing that solution for their problem. You are providing that gap in that marketplace. So for example, if you look at home service businesses always needs new clients like any other business. How else are you going to drive revenue for your business if you don't have any clients coming into your door? If they have leads that are not being converted, and mind you, they are paying thousands of dollars for leads. So if you offer a solution that guarantees that every single lead gets converted, gets a response, what's one lead worth for them if they sign that as a client? The lifetime value of that client. Let's say, for example, the lifetime value of one chiropractor client is $10,000 for the entirety of that lifetime value of that client. If they miss that lead, they potentially lost $10,000 just from one person alone, right? It's just an example. But if you come up with an automation, if you come up with a workflow, if you install AI that gets in touch with all of their leads and converts their leads into booked appointments, into sales, then you are offering a very powerful solution, my friend. But before you get into that, you need to have a problems first approach. You look at an industry, any industry. I prefer service-based businesses. And the reason for that is because the sales cycle is fast, especially if they offer higher ticket services. I suggest you look into industries that offer high ticket services, that or either high volume. Low ticket but high volume, or high ticket but consistent, so that they're always getting new clients. And if you look at any specific industry, like a service-based industry, they're always gonna need leads. Look at their problems. They don't have proper acquisition systems. These business owners don't even know what acquisition means. I'm joking, obviously. But they don't have a proper acquisition system that gets clients in their door. They're constantly relying on referrals and word of mouth to get more jobs, get more booked appointments. Unfortunately, that's inconsistent, unscalable. Let's not rely on referrals and word of mouth, especially in 2025. And if you have a digital marketing agency or an AI agency, an SMMA, you can't really rely on referrals like that to grow your business. I mean, we've had referrals for our agency. We've made thousands of dollars because our clients were happy with the system that we were providing to them, and they referred us. And as a result, there was more money in the bank. But have a problems first approach. Look at a specific industry, figure out and identify the problems and provide a solution, and charge thousands of dollars for that solution. It's that simple, all right? And you don't really need to complicate this whole thing. It's really simple. And this leads me to my second point. Just niche down. Focus on one specific industry. Focus on roofers. Focus on outdoor lighting. Focus on flooring. Focus on one specific niche. And the reason why you need to focus on one specific niche is because you don't want to oversaturate your energy, your thinking process. Because if you're offering it with so many different niches, it's harder to scale. As opposed to if you offer it to one specific niche, you might just change a couple things. If you sign 5 clients, you might just change their business name, their business address, a little bit of their offers. But if you offer it to, let's say for example, you're offering this for a lawyer, and then your other client is a roofer. So it's a completely different process. And if you're too spread out thinking like this, instead of you having to focus on your offer and making your offer better so that your clients can get better results, now you're all over the place. And it's not ideal. So focus on one niche. Just focus on one niche and become the very best at that niche. Perfect your offer. Have constant iterations. Your clients are gonna give you reviews. Our offer right now is really good. And the reason for that is because of our clients, because they were giving out suggestions on how we could essentially make their system better. And we took that, we applied that into the system, and as a result, the system is working as good as it could. It's really great right now for our clients. So have one specific offer to one specific niche and just become the best at that. Perfect your offer. Make the offer so good that your clients would literally thank you for it, would literally just beg you to not leave them, right? Because if you are providing, if you're providing results for them and the system is working really, really good, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna backtrack? Are they gonna take 10 steps back and rely on referrals and word of mouth? Or are they gonna keep working with your system that consistently brings them in qualified leads, books these leads into appointments, answers every single customer inquiry, does the rebooking? It's so much offers, man, with AI. Just simplify your offer. What we offer is lead generation, and we convert all these leads into book appointments for them. It's that simple. And at the end of their service, we just give them a 5-star Google review. Our AI requests the review so that they don't have to go back and forth with the appointment booking process and the rescheduling process and asking for a 5-star Google review. Our AI does that. And you don't need a big team for this, right? You can just work with a small group of people. You can work with 5 people, 4 people. I have 5 people in my team. We're running lean, and work with a team, because speed is absolutely essential when it comes to offering this. And if you're working with multiple people, you have multiple brains working on one specific system, one specific goal, one specific target. You have 5 people working on one thing. Your growth rate is gonna skyrocket, and you are gonna provide outputs very, very fast because you're working with 5 different people. Imagine 5 people lifting a car, for example, as opposed to just one person lifting that. The task becomes so much easier and your ideas flow. Your team gets into this flow state and you are just focusing on just improving and getting better and providing results faster. You get a lot of shit done when you work with a team. It becomes so much easier, and I cannot stress this enough. I don't understand these solopreneurs or whatever you want to call them, people that do solo business. I don't like that. I would rather get a percentage of the $100,000 that our team makes as opposed to me getting all the money. But I had to go through hell for it. I had to literally sacrifice my life to get to that point. When you work with a team, you can delegate. You can have this beautiful thing called teamwork. And every single one in the team has one goal, which is to become successful, to provide a solution for an industry, and that solution is working and is getting results, right? So your output is much better, much faster if you work with a team. And if you know anything about making money, is that speed essentially makes money. If you work faster, if you sell something for $2,000, and if you sell that 24 times within a day, you have so much money in front of you. That's the formula of getting rich. I mean, that's what everyone says, and it makes sense, right? Would you rather make $1,000 in 24 hours, or would you make $24,000 in 1 hour, right? The faster for you to essentially build and release these systems and distribute it to a marketplace targeting so many different people, thousands of people. And let's say, for example, if 10 people buy at once, 10 people pay you $10,000 one time, all at once, how is that gonna look in your bank account? How is that gonna change your life? So just work with speed. build momentum, work with speed, work with a team. The task becomes so much easier when you work with a team. The stress becomes evenly distributed towards 5 people as opposed to you just having all the stress targeted towards you. It's so much easier to work with a team, guys. Now everything that I do in business, I work with a team. I have a partner, I work with different partners, and it's just so much easier. I can't stress this enough. And once you've already established that solution that you provide to these businesses, just productize that solution. Going back to what I said about niching down, focus on productizing your service, your system. Productize that for that one specific niche. And if you've perfected that offer, if you've already productized it, you already have standard operating procedures, you have onboarding processes, you've already had essentially the blueprint for that industry. Now you can move on to a different industry, to a different niche. But you've already productized your system and your offer to, let's say, flooring companies, for example. So the distribution of your product becomes so much easier because you don't have to do custom work. You don't have to essentially build from scratch because you already have an existing product that's ready to be distributed and installed within a business. So it becomes so much easier. You can just change a couple things depending on the business, but now you can focus on a specific industry that's completely different to the one that you're offering to. Now you can move on to roofers. Now you can move on to med spas, to dental clinics, to lawyers, right? But you need to productize first instead of spreading yourself out too thin. Productize so that it becomes so much easier to scale. Because imagine if you had to sign 10 clients today. How would you install that within their business? Within a day, within 2 days, within 3 days. Because with us, we've productized our offer, our system, and we can install that within a business. Quick. It takes us an hour to install into a business because we've already productized it that, it doesn't take us a lot of time. And time is money. Going back to what I said about moving with speed, you need to get this done right away so that you can focus on other things that are going to make you money. You can install this to another business. It's just so much easier, guys. And if you work with a team, you can delegate. You can have people that's working specifically on just installing these systems within a business. So it's so much easier to work with a team. And when you're targeting these industries as well, if you want to make a lot of money, just have a no-brainer offer. Have an offer that has an ROI for your clients. An ROI-backed offer, meaning that your offer helps them make money. If they're making way more than what they're paying you, then it becomes so much easier for them to give you a few $1,000s, to give you $5,000, to give you $10,000. If they're making $100,000 a month, $10,000 for you is nothing to them. It makes more sense for them to pay you $10,000 because you're taking so much stress off their shoulders. They just focus on doing their service. They focus on installing roofs, installing floors, right? Doing chiropractor sessions or doing dental services. It becomes so much easier for them to pay you $10,000 because they are making money, as opposed to them paying you $10,000 but they're only making $5,000. They can't justify the spend. So if you have an ROI backed offer that helps these businesses make money and they make way more than what they're paying you, then it becomes so much easier for them to just give you that money. And if you sign 10, 20 clients at $2,000 per month, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, however you want to charge them, then you're gonna have a lot of money in your bank account, my friend, and you get to live life at your own terms. And that's essentially why you should do business, so that you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, as long as you're providing value to businesses. And if you're fully committed in getting them results, and then they're gonna be fully committed in also rewarding you with money. because money is just a byproduct of what you do. Money is just a byproduct of the value that you provided to these businesses. So essentially, just have a no-brainer offer. Have a no-brainer offer that gives them a clear view of the ROI that you're bringing them. You promise them something like $100,000 within 3 months, within 90 days, guaranteed, or your money back. And this is why you need to target high ticket services or high volume services, is because you can really fulfill this with a guarantee. If you work with a roofing client, one roof costs what, $10,000 for any repairs or full roof restoration or anything like that? It could be $5,000 to $10,000. So getting them that promised $100,000 becomes easy. The guarantee is there. And if they fully understand the value that you're offering, your offer, it's going to make them $100,000 guaranteed or their money back, and they only need to pay $10,000, for example, and they're going to make that within 90 days, then that's a no-brainer offer. There's so many different iterations of an offer. You just need to think. You just need to understand, and you need to put yourself in your client's shoes. There's so many different offers for this. And one book I recommend that you guys read is the $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. It is an amazing book. Another book that I recommend is Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. Amazing, amazing book. You just need to have acquisition systems. Once you already have this no-brainer offer, have acquisition systems. How are you gonna let these businesses know that you exist? Run marketing, run paid ads. Now you already have a no-brainer offer. Don't rely on cold calling, because cold calling takes so long. Run Facebook ads, run meta ads for this offer, and target these business owners. Because cold calling is slow. You wanna make money fast, run meta ads. Put these in front of hundreds and thousands of business owners. And if your offer truly communicates to them and makes them understand the value that you're offering, you're gonna sign a lot of clients. And my last point is just have definite answers. When you're doing your sales process, right? When you're hopping on sales calls, booking appointments, don't take a maybe for an answer, because this stalls you. If a client says maybe, I will let you know, you only need two answers. It's either a yes or a no. You can't hope on a maybe, because you'll get stuck there. You'll get stuck hoping that these people will convert. Just have a definite answer. Is it gonna be a yes or is it gonna be a no? If it's a yes, okay, we'll install this into your system, no problem. If it's a no, okay, move on to the next prospect. The point that I'm trying to make is to have definite answers. Don't rely on maybes, because maybes get you nowhere. It's either a yes or a no. And this applies to every single lead that comes into your system. You hop on a sales call with them. After the sales call, they say they'll let you know. I mean, other people overcome these objections, but just have definite answers. Is it gonna be a definite yes? Is it gonna be a definite no? There's no maybe. Having 10 no's and 1 yes is better than 10 maybes, right? Maybe they'll convert, maybe they won't convert, right? Having definite answers is always gonna be the best. Because if you have maybes, man, that gets you, from my experience, it takes a lot of time, right? I'd rather have, let's say for example, if you have 10 leads, and out of these 10 leads, 9 of them are maybe, and 1 is yes. So you're hoping on 9 people to say yes. You're gonna be constantly following up, you're gonna be spending energy, you're gonna be wasting time. I would rather have 1 yes and 9 no's, so that I can focus on finding more clients, right? Booking them into sales calls, closing them on deals. So think about this. Don't rely on maybes. Just have definites. Have a definite answer. If the client says yes, good. If they say no, okay, move on. But we don't rely on maybes here. You want to make money, don't rely on maybes. Rely on definite answers. And that's it for today's video. I gotta go to the gym, get a workout in, but I hope you guys found value in this video. This video is a little bit longer, but if you've reached to this point, then follow me on Instagram. Let's connect. Send me a message if you have any questions or if you want us to help you with your agency. I have a link down below. You can check it out. You can book a call with me and let's see how we can grow your agency. That's it, guys. Peace out. Take care.